Hey, what is up everybody? It is Wick here, and I'm doing the Highway 127 yard sales today. They go from Michigan to Alabama, the longest stretch of yard sales I think in the world. I think is what they claim on the website. But I don't have a lot of time today, so I'm not going to be able to hit too many sales. Every year I want to just go for like 3 days straight, get Airbnbs, and every year like I plan this with people and stuff just always comes up, or people just disappear and it just never happens, or I'm just too busy. So here we are again, and I got a lot I have to do, personal stuff, so I just don't have a lot of time to be out. But the FOMO's got me, so we're gonna go try to make some money. So I probably hit about 20, maybe 22 sales today. I need to start keeping track of those and always just kind of guesstimate. But here we are at one. Got some live footage of some of the different sales. I don't record every sale I go to, and I certainly don't show every sale I go to. This video would be hours long. But here I am at one, a decent sale. I think I've been to this one before. Maybe I came last year, because I'm in kind of the same area I sourced last year for I-127. And yeah, there's not a whole lot we're seeing right here. There's some free Bibles. Now, they didn't look like any Bibles that'd be worth selling, and I'm wondering if other sellers, do you take the free Bibles to sell? And I kind of feel bad doing that, but I have done it before if I see one that will sell pretty good. But if they're just like maybe $10-15 Bibles, I just leave them. I don't need any bad karma or anything. I don't know. People have different ideals on a lot of stuff, and that's just one of them. Here's a Pepsi Racing, I think it was Jeff Gordon hat. It's kind of like a pleather hat. I was pretty sure it wasn't worth any money, and I looked it up just to make sure. It was only $1, but it just wasn't any value in it. I think they were listed maybe like 15-20 bucks. I only seen a couple, but I didn't see any that sold. And I'm starting to accumulate a lot of hats that I haven't got listed, so any lower end hats I'm kind of just avoiding. Racing hats tend to be some of the hats that don't sell as well. Here is a diamond Scrabble I spotted, and I was looking at this. It was $3. I'm like, hey, that could be worth some money. I ended up walking away, and I was just gonna leave, but then I decided to go back and look that up, and I'm glad I did. I ended up picking it up. I'll talk about everything I find at these sales at the end of the video, just like always. Here's a sale just off the side of the road. There's so many, I didn't have any plan. I was just driving around and trying to find sales. It's just pretty much everywhere you went, you've seen a sale. And this one, just kind of the basic houseware stuff, even though I'm kind of getting into more houseware stuff. Buying those pallets has opened my eyes to a lot of brands like pots, pans, kitchen knives, stuff like that, where they'll be worth picking up. So that's just increasing my knowledge. Buying those pallets, and maybe I'll find some stuff that I can flip at some yard sales. There's some kids clothing. Now, kids clothing I definitely don't mess with. There's some signs, and I'm wondering how many people out there sell on Facebook or locally. Do you guys source this kind of stuff, like this bulky, like old windows and stuff like that? I'm just curious on how many people are doing that. And this is my kind of sale. They just got stuff everywhere, and I love stopping at these types of sales. Here's some puzzles and board games over there. Nothing really that great, but I did spot some Wii games. And looking in there, you can see there's actually a couple decent ones in there. Zelda Twilight Princess is one of them. Of course, when I opened it up, the disc wasn't in there, and that was the thing with a lot of these games. They just didn't have the disc in them. It seems like every time I find good games, there's no disc. I'm assuming there's already been resellers, is why. A lot of times resellers or even get the boxes as well if they're empty. I do on some of them if I think it's worth it. Usually a lot of times if there's no game in it, they will give you the case for free if you ask. But here we are. I love sales like this as well, where they just put tarps down and just throw like all the junk on it. I feel like if I had a yard that was big enough, this is how I would sell my pallet stuff. Just kind of put down some tarps and just throw it all out and just say, hey, make an offer, or just everything's a quarter unless marked, something like that. But anyway, just looking around here, not seeing a whole lot of stuff. There was a tarp over here that had a lot of Pepsi collectible, or Coca-Cola collectible rather. And there was a guy over there, he was looking at all of it, buying it all, getting prices, and I don't think much of that is really worth reselling, but I wasn't gonna mess with him. It looks like a Ray-Ban sunglass case there. I didn't notice. I don't know if the sunglasses were there. I don't know much about those either. There's so much I don't know about, and at the same time, there's so much I do. It's just crazy, like how much stuff there is out there, and how much knowledge you can still gain just by learning about as much as possible. So when you're out at these sales, you notice stuff. Another thing I like to do is dig in totes of junk. Here we are looking through one. There was a radio there. It could have been worth a little bit. Here's another, like a clock radio. Not too into those unless they have the phone or something like that. Speaking of phones, there's a VTech one. Trying to shy away from any phones unless they're the higher end ones that move quickly, because I do have a lot of phones I need to test. But here are some clothes. I'm looking through those and I'm not seeing any like really good brands. I think this is like Faded Glory, which is like a Walmart brand. So I'm not interested in any clothing unless they are vintage really, or really high end. Here's a Floby. Question is, did I pick up this Floby or not? A lot of people are going to know what this is, especially if you're older. You're going to remember the commercials. Here is a bunch of black tubs. Make an offer. I did not make an offer. Wasn't that interested. But yeah, that was the footage I had for the sales. Here we are. Had to stop in a Goodwill in this area, and of course my local Goodwill and Salvation Army before I went home. And we're just looking at the junk here, and that's kind of what it is. I'm not seeing anything great. There's still a bunch of lamps there. I've been wanting to learn more about lamps, what will sell, what will move, because it seems like there's a lot of interesting ones that show up at Goodwill and yard sales. There's a USB mouse email, not a very good one. Sometimes you can find mice that are worth quite a bit of money, some of the old vintage ones, especially the trackball mice. Always pay attention to those. Those can go for hundreds, really. Some of the brands and models. I got a guitar in there. What else we got? A basket full of random stuff. This was like some handheld racing game or something, I believe. It had like a little screen on it. Just doesn't interest me. Cannon case was empty, no camera, some weird ice scraper, some telephone cables. Gotta dig though. There could be a Guitar Hero dongle in there that could bring 20-30 bucks. You just never know. Always gotta look, always gotta dig. All this media, there's some media in there that's gotta be worth money. I do go back and scan the media, not all of it, but I do look, and I don't come across anything worth picking up. And board games, just a lot of used board games. Didn't see any new. Oh, I spotted this Yahtzee Gold. They wanted $4.99 for it, which is kind of high compared to what I usually pick them up for, but I just literally sold one of those on Amazon for $29.99. And that one was in good condition, so I definitely decided to pick it up. But after this, I decided to go to my local places. So everybody, I am back home, and what a great haul, what a great day. Weather was so incredibly nice today. I just wish I had more time to be out and hit more sales today. It's just I have to do some stuff that has to be done, and it's just cutting into sourcing time. Honestly, I don't really need to source because I have so much stuff to list, but see, there's a thing called FOMO, fear of missing out, and I almost didn't go this morning just because of that theory. I told myself I probably won't find that much. These sales have happen every year in the area I'm going to. I don't have time to go further down I-127. So I was just kind of like, maybe I should just stay and get some work done, do some listing. That would be the responsible thing to do. But I have to go out because I know there's stuff out here. And today it just proves my theory of having to go out because you can just miss out if you do not. I could have very well went out and went a different way, hit some different sales and missed a lot of this stuff and not made as much. I could have kept going to more sales, maybe not really found enough to base it on my time, or I could have just like tripled this. It's just never ending, the amount of stuff you can find. But let me show you what I found today. I got footage of some of it, I believe. I don't remember what was actually shown in like the live footage. Didn't do a lot of live footage today just simply because I was trying to move quick, hit sales as much as possible, and find the goods before other people find them. Luckily, when there's this many sales going on, everybody's spread out so thin, so you have a much better chance of finding stuff. If this city would have just been like, hey, we're having 16, 20 sales today, then everybody would have just flooded those 16 or 20 sales. But when there's literally hundreds of sales happening everywhere, it just spreads it out. It gives you a better chance to find stuff, I think. Anyway, I'm rambling already. Let's go over here and look at these boots. These are at the same sale. Both of these were $8 a piece. I said, hey, do me a deal. If I buy both of them, how much? She said $6. So I said, deal. These are Receptor. They're Echo or Eco. How do you say that? Echo? I always call them Echo. It could be pronounced different. Gore-Tex. Anytime you see Gore-Tex items, make sure you look them up. Said that many times in the past. And you'll see another Gore-Tex item here in a minute. And these are hardly worn at all. They got a little dirt on the bottom. But oh, wow. I picked those up. I think I'll probably list these about $60. And then I got a pair of Red Wing boots. I don't believe these are actually Gore-Tex. But I looked up the stock number here on the boot, and it looks like these things sell anywhere from 70. Well, there's some that sold in the 60 range. These are in really good condition, so I think these are going to sell in the 70 to 100 range. There was even a pair that sold for $120, new other. I would almost consider these new other. In condition-wise, they're obviously not new other because there's some grass and stuff where they've been worn a little bit. So I'll probably list these about, I don't know, like $80 maybe, just to see if they move. Red Wing's always done well in the past. Usually when I seen the Red Wing, I'm like, oh, these are going to be like $50, because that's been the theme at yard sales with Red Wings. I keep seeing them, but they're always like $50. When I seen $8, I knew I was picking them up. Then I seen these next to them, like, wow, that's $8 too. I wasn't too sure if these were that valuable, but I did come across a Echo Gore-Tex shoe that was surprisingly worth about $70 not too long ago at a Goodwill, and I figured the boots are going to be just as well. I did see a pair somewhat similar only sell for $30, but that was with one bid. So I will not do auction on shoes. I never do auctions on shoes because you're just asking for a very low price. Let's jump over here, look at the garage sale stuff. First, Floby. Anybody remember these from way back in the past? It's a hair cutting system. This one was $1.50. I've seen these at sales before, usually $20, $25. I don't really want to mess with them at that price. This one was $1.50. It's just some sort of hair cutting thing. I don't know if all the pieces are there. If all the pieces are there, probably going to get about $75 or more for this. Either way, I'm going to make money at $1.50 if I was just parting the thing out. So absolutely thrilled to pick that up. And then at a garage sale, there's a bunch of Wii games. And I believe this made it to the live footage. And I was like, ooh, there's Zelda Twilight Princess. I think I turned off the camera to, pick it up and look at the rest of the games. So before you comment, like, why didn't you pick up Twilight Princess? It was empty, of course. And that's probably why it was still there, because I'm like, when I seen Twilight Princess, I'm like, ooh, no pickers have seen these games yet, because that would not be here. And then I told myself right before I opened it, the reason it's here is because it's empty. That's usually the case. At the very first sale, I heard some woman talking about how there's already been 3 people asking about video games. And she was talking about how she don't have any video games, and it must be a hot item or something. I'm thinking, well, people are already out, so I don't, I collect old video games. You just don't expect to see that stuff anymore, or at least be able to get it at a reasonable price. If you do, it's extremely rare, at least in this area. Also at this garage sale, I picked up a $3 Diamond Scrabble. Decided to look this up because Scrabble games, kind of obscure ones, or collector's sets, anniversary editions, sometimes can be worth picking up. And this one it looked like it sold for, I think it was like $29.99 plus $10 shipping, or maybe it was like $24.99, $10 shipping, something like that was kind of what I was seeing. So for $3, it's in very good shape. I opened the drawers, all the pieces, the manual, everything's crisp. And it came from an older woman. It looked like she took care of her things. So I was pretty confident all the pieces are going to be there. If not, I'm out $3. Not too worried about it. Got some hats today. I guess we'll look at this one first. Same place I got the Floby. It's a Gore-Tex hat. Remember what I said about Gore-Tex? What makes this one does have a little like staining around the side, unfortunately. It might just be kind of like dust. Maybe I can clean that up a little. But this is made by Mad Hatters. And you can look up on eBay Mad Hatters Gore-Tex hats, and you can see they do very well. I don't think I've seen a red one that really sold. I think the red's kind of a bit more rare. Some of the black ones, though, they sell anywhere between $50 to like $90. This condition, I don't think, that looks faded to me. I don't know if you can really tell on camera, or maybe like sun faded, or maybe it just needs wiped down. I don't know. Either way, though, I will get some decent money. This was 50 cents, so it might be a bolo for a lot of people. I know I've talked about this kind of stuff before in my videos, but you know, I have like over like 300 videos now or something over the past 6 years, so stuff gets missed, I'm sure, especially by new people who go back, or they're not going to go back and watch all my videos, so I do repeat myself a lot, I know. Maybe I just need to write one of those books like Wix Top 100 Bolos or something, just so all the information's in one spot. But picked up this come back to me. Picked up this Pro Player 49ers hat. Nothing too special, it's just really clean, and I don't know, I'll probably get $15 to $25. I don't think they're too valuable, but they do sell. People do like them. And then at Goodwill, I picked up this hat. It is brand new, so I picked it up because of that. Actually, it looks like this model I will get anywhere from $20 to $25. So I thought that was worth picking up. $1.50 at Goodwill. And now we're into the Goodwill stuff. Oh, I guess I can go ahead and show you the Salvation Army find. Absolute best find of the day, actually. I paid $60 for this. This is a Texas Ranger. There's the model. You can look that up on eBay. You're not going to find any for sale. Well, you might, depending on when you watch this video, obviously. But when I looked it up, none on eBay, except for two that sold. One sold on auction for $285. The other sold for $350 plus $40 shipping. I'm going to list this minimum $400. Since it's kind of rare and pricey, I am going to look it up. You know, maybe through, I don't have WorthPoint or anything like that I don't use, but I may look up like what it cost originally, and I may reach out to some people who may know more about it, just to see, like, maybe this thing, maybe the other person underpriced it that sold it for $350. Maybe this is a $600 or $700 unit. I don't know. Minimum, I would say I'm going to profit $300 on this. I did plug it in at Salvation Army, and it does turn on and seems to be working fine. You see there's the warranty sticker still good on there. So also comes with the official Texas Ranger microphone, which I seen the one that sold for $390 did not have that, so I'm already up ahead. So absolutely great find there. And here we have a Yahtzee Gold. Actually just sold this yesterday on Amazon FBA for $29.99. $4.99, I don't really want to pay that much for it. Usually I find these at yard sales for a quarter or max $2 at a Goodwill. $5 for some reason on this one, but it is in good enough shape. I'm comfortable sending it FBA, and it did have batteries in it, and I tested all the buttons, made sure they work. A lot of times you gotta make sure you try every button, because sometimes you really got to push on them. They get messed up. You don't want to sell something like that because the customer's not going to be happy. Then at Goodwill I picked up this Magic Jack Go. It is still sealed. Where's the little sticker? I should be able to sell this for about $30 on eBay. Not going to sell it on Amazon because of the brand Magic Jack. I'm pretty sure, you know, they might complain about that. And I can get about the same amount of money on, actually probably more on eBay. I think it was selling for $33 on Amazon, or fees are more on FBA. And since this ships, it's going to ship first class, so I'm actually probably going to make a bit more on eBay, selling it at $29.99. And then finally, here's something you don't see much anymore, at least I don't. Sealed RCA tin packs, only $2.99. I love it when they price. A lot of times they price them at $1 a piece because there's 10 in there. It would have been $10. Still would have bought it. But I sell these many times in the past now. I usually get about $90 for these all day long on Amazon. They're down to about 45, 50 bucks. Price of blank VHS is just going down. I guess people are just gradually, going through the technology phase. The people that were hanging on to it and just not using it, learning about DVD-R or whatever, digital storage. So there's just more and more blank VHS coming out in the market and not as much people buying it. I'm still going to make $35 easily on that. So for $2.99, that's a great pickup. So this haul right here is a great haul. I think it's going to be about $700 more profit. And this is all good quality products that I would pick up all the time, I believe. Now, I don't know how well this... I mean, a lot of these were selling, it looked like. So I'm pretty sure the Scrabble Deluxe, their anniversary edition, was a good pickup. So, did I mention, I didn't really talk about this real quick. Didn't buy this to resell. It was only $2. It's in mint condition. Just bought it to add to the collection because hopefully this is the one I didn't have. Not that I really collect Wii, it's just, I don't know. Metroids are pretty fun games, I think. So I might as well throw it in the collection, even though there's zero chance I'll ever play it. But yeah, that's going to do it, everybody. Probably at least $700 plus profit. I was out for actually about 3.5 hours because the drive was a bit longer. But total sourcing time is probably only about 2.5 hours maybe. I almost didn't go to my local Goodwill and Salvation Army. But that FOMO, I told you, I would have missed out on the Texas Ranger and the RCA videotapes. So good thing there is FOMO because I'd probably miss out on a lot of stuff. But I've been rambling for a while, everybody. I want to thank you for watching. Hit that like button, be subscribed, follow me on Twitter, Instagram. I really appreciate the support. This has been Wick. Till next time.